If you wondered why Britain is such a world leader in IVF innovation, go to our website, channel4.com/news, for a bit more detail.
The Moors murderer Ian Brady has failed in his bid to be declared sane enough to be moved from a secure psychiatric hospital back to prison. The 75-year-old who tortured and murdered 5 children with Myra Hindley in the 1960s gave evidence to a tribunal via a video link. It was the first time he'd been seen in public since his murder trial nearly half a century ago. Ciaran Jenkins reports.
In his own mind, there are many Ian Bradys. The scholar, the actor, the hunger striker. To everyone else, there's only one, the disturbed serial killer, who told a mental health tribunal he had faked his own insanity, but convinced no one but himself.
Its judgment that Ian Brady will remain at Ashworth Hospital is consistent with the evidence that our expert clinicians gave. This means Ian Brady will remain in the right place to receive the right treatment by the right people.
It had been a unique hearing. Brady argued for a transfer to prison, speaking publicly for the first time in almost 50 years. Only a handful of psychologists had ever heard Brady talk this candidly before.
I think the tribunal has really shown Brady very clearly to be an incredibly stubborn man, which I knew anyway, and that he's determined to take any opportunity whatsoever in order to cause as many problems as possible and as much inconvenience to people as possible, and also to spend an awful lot of the taxpayers' money in the process.
Brady's still considered dangerous, decades after killing 5 children on the moors east of Manchester. All but the body of 12-year-old Keith Bennett were recovered. And despite being taken back to the moors in '87, Brady's always refused to say where he hid the remains. Terry, does this bring it all back to what it's all about being up here?
It brings it all back, but I mean, it's always there anyhow.
Instead, the victims' families heard Brady attempt to justify his crimes.
It's gut-churning, isn't it? You know, when you think of what he did do and the extent of the murders, what he did, and to bury him up here on Saddleworth Moor like he has done. And like I said, to leave one child still up here for 50 years.
The police have done a lot over here, but the team that I've been with, we've focused over there.
A small group of volunteers still search for Keith, among them Terry's daughter-in-law. Each week, without fail, they scan these moors for clues.
I will not rest, I will not stop until Keith's home or until I physically cannot do it. And I will hopefully one day, if we don't bring Keith home myself, get my children to carry that on for me.
Ian Brady has some information that could help you here.
He's holding that for power. We believe that he will not give that up because that's his last bit of power.
In the end, Ian Brady was damned by his own words. His 4 hours of testimony revealed as much about his condition as anything he's told his doctors here. And although he continues to refuse treatment, this is where he'll stay. It may be the last we see of him. Although he can appeal again, it's clear he's changed little over time. His crimes no less horrifying, Brady himself no more humane. Ciaran Jenkins, Channel 4 News, Ashworth Hospital.